Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Divine Force. We are on our way back to the castle to prepare a little bit more for getting married, because we went into town with Gerard in order to prepare for our wedding dress, which of course everyone thinks is insane to get that ready in 5 days, but seeing as Nayan doesn't trust us, they're gonna push it through, which is more than fine. But since we know that once we reach our destination, Gerard already warned us that we will be continuing on until with the wedding without any rest or reprieve. So we checked the entire town, we did some shopping, so I think we're ready to continue. And I'm of course still looking a little bit around me, just in case I missed a chest or something, because that's always a possibility.
Target sighted.
Like I said. Because they are well hidden.
Shall we make our return to the castle, Your Highness?
Yes, I think we should walk the castle grounds next.
Right, but let's make sure we stay alert. We're in enemy territory after all.
Ah, so that's it. Can we actually get in there? Ooh, with the double we can. Single was definitely impossible. Nice.
How exquisite.
Mura, yeah. Sounds like a piece again. So another way to get into the castle. But there's also a chest over on this side.
How exquisite.
A healing device. Good. Alright, let's see if the story continues if we enter in here. Because I imagine the continue will be in our room. And we of course explored lots of this castle already. Yeah, and as you can see, this is exactly what we explored last time. So we can have a scan or two, just to make sure we haven't missed anything. But other than that, I think the best thing we can do is just go back to our room and start going on with the wedding. And we all know Laeticia is gonna look beautiful while doing so. I just hope that we'll be rescued before it officially starts. And who knows, maybe if everything's over, she still wants to marry Gerard, because he does seem like a really nice bloke. It's just a very unfortunate situation.
Is there aught left I can do?
No, I don't think so.
We should rest while we can.
Yes.
Has anything so far seemed out of place to you?
What's most suspicious is how nice they all are.
Putting that aside for now, have you been able to discern any advanced technology?
I figured everyone would be carrying phase guns. Or maybe there would be drones and cameras all over the castle, but I haven't seen much of anything at all. I did spot a few firearms with gunpowder, but even then, not very many. Everything is so different from what I imagined it would be.
Yet, the Empire was behind the assault on Baldar, and the coup d'etat in Aucerius.
I know.
We must not allow ourselves to be taken in, not when everyone back home is working so hard.
You're absolutely right.
Well, maybe the Vey'l are keeping the technology away from the Empire to keep control of the situation.
My apologies for calling you on such short notice. I trust you do not need a guide to walk the palace grounds?
In fact, I had hoped to ask as much of someone, as it were. I would be delighted were it to be you yourself.
It pleases me to hear you say so.
To think that the prince himself would show us about the castle.
Not the first time we have walked together. And I imagine it would be difficult for your attendant to attend, with no knowledge of our home.
Crown Prince?
Like I said, he seemed like a really nice guy. Which makes it all the harder that we are going to betray him at some point. Alright, let's head back to the grounds.
Those of our people with proper permits are allowed as far as this hall. That includes certain dubious merchants who peddle their wares to the knights, however. Do be careful.
Do you shop here as well, Prince Gerard?
As a child, I would oft waste my allowance here, much to the chagrin of my father.
Prince Gerard, might that be our crown princess to be?
Do show some respect. I will not have you forcing strange trinkets upon her.
I would never. Care to take a look, my lady?
We can always
I
take a
have
look.
Rare goods, ones you would never happen across back in Aucerius.
Oh, do you now?
We haven't the time, I'm afraid. Perhaps at your next meeting. Surprised, are you? It was my understanding you spent much time amongst the townspeople.
I never imagined you would be free to shop of your own accord.
I have another locale to show you. Follow me.
By your lead.
I'll be right there. Ah, the
You need not
shopkeeper isn't
remain
here.
So formal.
Oh well. Because he did look like the one we saw at the seaport. So I was hoping that might have been a relative we needed to talk to for a side quest, but that's fine. It's not an absolute necessity. Alright, let's get up the stairs. Yeah, and just like you said, we know our way around the palace quite a bit so far, so he could be very pleased. Still won't call it my home though. At least not in 7 days.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome to my favorite spot in the whole castle. Has our lengthy little tour left you tired?
Oh no, it was far too enthralling a tour to be taxing.
I am pleased you seem to have enjoyed it. That you might feel trapped here is not lost on me. Feel free to walk the halls and locations I have shown you today.
Prince Gerard, I had a lovely time today. Thank you.
My pleasure.
What an interesting fellow.
Definitely.
Yeah. He does seem like a nice guy, but I wonder if it's actually true or if it's just a ruse.
I imagine the Empire is a much scarier sort of place. But it seems like the people here really only want ordinary, peaceful lives too.
Yeah, but isn't that the case with most wars? From all their own perspective, most of the time, they're not the bad guy. Yeah. Scan, nothing here. Shall we just continue, or is there something else interesting here? Well, I already looked everywhere, so I really seriously doubt there will be. I wonder, can we talk to that person down there? It's not too far away, so let's have a quick look. Ah, it's Gerard himself.
Is there yet somewhere you would have me take you?
Well, out of the castle would be nice, but I do reckon that's not an option right now. Alright, let's just keep on resting, since we are stuck in the castle and we already saw everything here. So unless there is like a side quest, a shop or anything like that, I don't see the need to wander about too much.
Is there aught left I can do? I must not leave things unfinished.
Now Chloe is here. I just want to check if she was actually behind me or not.
We should rest while we
Just
can.
in case there was a private action with her. Three days until the wedding.
Father.
I would ask you not to do anything brash, for your own sake.
I am not so foolish. Have you come to escort me back to my chambers?
Prince Gerard seems to have granted you free roam. Huh. You could have made your escape the other day if you wanted to.
What reason have I to escape? I am come firm in my resolve. Besides, Chloe would be in quite the dilemma were I to flee.
And why should royalty act in service of its servants?
Why exactly are you here, pray tell? Have you aims at world domination?
The man from Vergold taught you a lot, huh? But I'm not gonna answer that question until I ascertain how you came to travel with Duma. I have nothing to say to you.
Would you have a mind to leave me be, then?
Only if I could. But I am here to inform you, dinner is served. So please return to your room.
Very well.
And another day has passed. Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing. Just check if there is any new big spots that we can talk to, or any quest indicators, shop indicators, that kind of stuff. Because I feel like those are the only things that could be of some interest to us. And if they aren't here, then we might as well just continue. Ah, he is here.
Crown Princess, it is an honor to have you visit so soon. Is there aught you wish to purchase?
Today, there is a story I wish to hear.
You would like to hear a story from me? You think perhaps I have one that might amuse you? Ah, could it be you have come to learn more about our revered Prince Gerard?
No, I actually...
Say no more. I understand. Imagine wedding a man you barely know. You royals certainly live dangerously. Tatiana herself talked of the anxiety she felt in the early days of her marriage.
Oh, were you familiar with Tatiana?
Yes. Well, no, not me. It was my mother that knew her well. She used to peddle her wares here once upon a time. Tatiana would often make time to speak with me when I helped Mother sell goods.
Then, if I am not mistaken, you must be a second-generation Imperial court merchant.
No, not second. 17th. It is no exaggeration to say I am like a walking book of Imperial history.
Damn, 17.
17th? That is quite remarkable.
It's about 500
Since we are
years,
on the
isn't it?
subject,
Maybe.
Do you know this story? The story of Emperor Baldur tearing asunder the time-honored wedding dress of the Vey'l Empire.
He tore the wedding dress used by generations of queens? Whatever for?
Well, you see, in those days, many of our ministers did not approve of him marrying an Aucerian as his empress. They criticized Tatiana's every move behind her back, condemning her for not acting in accordance with our country's etiquette. Nevertheless, she was beholden to marrying into imperial royalty, so she endured. She willingly left her homeland of Aucerius behind and served our country exquisitely. One day, Emperor Baldur stood before his subjects and tore apart the wedding dress handed down for decades, saying,
"We must not be a country in stasis. I long for an evolving nation that interacts with other peoples and seeks superior ways. And so, as the first step towards that glorious future, I shall build a new royal family with a princess from far beyond the sea. This aged wedding gown does not befit our new forward-marching kingdom. I beseech those who would accompany me on this burgeoning path. Help me to create a wedding gown that befits our Empress Tatiana."
Thereafter, a great excitement erupted nationwide.
So this emblem of the people's devotion to their emperor, I shall be the one to wear it? I am honored beyond words. Thank you, sir, for telling me of this.
Ah, but the story does not end there, you see. Gerard has declared it would be discourteous to offer a second-hand dress to a princess who has come before me with due resolve. In haste, I had to ship a tiara from Aucerius. That was no simple task, let me tell you.
Oh, Prince Gerard has gone to such...
Does your mouth never stop, merchant? One wonders how you find time to sell.
Oh, Prince Gerard. You see, some stories are just too good to be kept to oneself. And did you not spend much time yesterday selecting what will be a fine match for your crown princess? Oh, mayhap you truly are angry? Well then, Princess Laeticia, I hope the tiara pleases you. Farewell.
Oh, Gerard is doing some extra effort.
He thinks
It's really
highly
nice.
of you, and said in the past, the Empress would often engage in friendly conversation with his mother.
He was a frequent playmate in my childhood. I must admit, he is a shrewd businessman with a grand assortment of wares. A shame. He is as garrulous as his mother.
I believe this is the first time I have seen you smile, Prince Gerard. I am truly glad that I have come to this land.
Please, tell me.
I am ashamed to say that I once believed the Vey'l Empire was full of fearsome brutes who wished to invade my home. Perhaps, deep down, I knew not all of its people could be so cruel. But I did not understand that in my heart.
That is the reality of war. If not otherwise, how could we possibly put each other to the sword as we do?
That may be true, but upon hearing the words of your subjects, and listening to you and the Emperor, I realized that you raised your swords to protect those whom you love. Relations between our countries have been less than cordial these past few years. At times, we have even fought. We did what needed to be done to protect our homelands. If what we wish to protect is one and the same, should we not join hands and protect it together?
We all strive desperately to protect the ones we love. That desire may bring conflict, but it may also drive us to cooperate with one another.
Is something the
If this
matter,
keeps up, they
Prince
might
Gerard?
actually get married.
Nothing. Never mind. I must leave you now. It may be wise for you to return before sunset.
Yes. Thank you for your guidance.
So, Princess Laeticia, you hold the same beliefs as she once did.
Yeah, like I said, they're getting closer and closer together, and she sees the position from both countries' perspective. Like I said, it doesn't seem that strange that if they keep this up, then maybe at some point the two countries will actually come together. Maybe Laeticia and Gerard will get married. Which, to be honest, I never thought that was a possibility. But now, after watching these scenes, it is in the realm of possibility, and I find that extremely intriguing. I don't remember ever seeing that before. I have seen in like Final Fantasy that she tries to marry with Seymour in order to create that balance, the happiness for the country. But this isn't it. This was a ploy to give him some time to present a counter-offensive, and she is starting to appreciate the position of the country, at least realize why they're doing this. Let's set aside the entire Veer people that are messing things up. So, if this keeps going like this, like I said, there might actually be a wedding. Interesting. I am wondering what will happen now. And maybe the scenes that we are watching right now are actually helping us move towards that option, and maybe at a certain point we get to decide whether or not we actually go through with the marriage. If that's the case, I'm actually saying that maybe we should marry for the benefit of both countries. Interesting.
Is there we should rest while we can.
Two days until the wedding. Ooh, that's a very beautiful dress.
You look
radiant Lady Laeticia, the very image of Her Majesty Tatiana.
Princess Laeticia is her own woman, as my mother was hers.
Oh, forgive the foolish remark, my liege. The dress just suits her ever so perfectly.
Fine work.
You look so beautiful, my lady.
Thank you, everyone.
One day until the wedding.
It's time, Lady Laeticia. We will be traveling overnight in order to reach Baldar for the ceremony tomorrow.
Of course. Let us be off.
Alright. Oh, I'm so curious to see what's gonna happen. Do we want to be rescued as Laeticia? I don't know. I truly don't know. I wonder where the game is gonna take this. And I like it when a game gives you that chance to not know for sure what's gonna happen. Because I really thought that we're just gonna sit out our time, she's gonna be rescued by Ray, but now, do we actually want that? Does Laeticia actually want that? She does look beautiful though.
That dress.
Today, on this finest day, it is an honor to gather here with you all as we witness history in the making. Our world has long been split in two, but today the Vey'l Empire and the Kingdom of Aucerius at last come together as one.
What is that?
What is that thing?
That's technology.
Gerard Vey'l, Laeticia Aucerius. As of this very moment, the two of you stand as the makers of history, new rulers of our world. Step forth.
That looks dangerous. It seems your father would also subject you to this perilous experiment.
Be that as it may, I fear we are left with no choice.
Please don't let anything wrong happen.
A new beginning.
For a fleeting moment, I was not so averse to the idea of our marriage. But I cannot love one who would forfeit their own wedding ceremony to some foul plot.
There they are.
Laeticia!
Ray!
Shoot them down!
Well, Midas did it, alright.
Dive!
This image shall forever be burned into my mind.
Yeah.
Have you my blade?
Of course. I presumed you might ask after it.
You have my thanks. Now, let us join our allies in the fray.
Well said.
Well, I do like the touch that she did say that she didn't dislike the thought of marriage, but the use of that technology, she didn't trust that. And she thinks there is something foul going on there, and I do agree with Laeticia, definitely. So I do wonder what that was.
Letty, why have you returned?
Huh. Excitement has always followed you from the days of our youth, cousin.
Where's the Emperor? We have lost him. Their numbers are too vast.
And Prince Gerard.
I am jealous. There are those who would lay their lives down for you. And in such numbers. For me come none. A pitiful man, such as myself, could never truly deserve your love.
Oh, you poor little thing. The Emperor has already been evacuated. Let's get you to safety too.
Leave me be! This is too much already.
Oh, stop being such a petulant brat. Act your age. Lola, you take care of the rest.
Very well. But we will have a discussion about the device upon my return.
Yes, yes.
Yes, because that is what broke the wedding apart.
So sorry you had to see that.
I commend you for carrying out such a cunning plan, despite the limits of this world's technology. But I come under order of the Emperor. We'll be taking Princess Laeticia into our custody.
We are past such foolishness. This battle shall rage on until only the victor is left standing.
Then expect no mercy from us. As long as we keep you alive, it doesn't matter what happens to your friends.
Very vicious. Alright, can we equip everyone with what we want? I hope so. Let's see. Yes, we can. Then my lands, yes. Let's keep the rest for what it is. Which one is this? Albaird. So the magical suit, and of course his new weapon, her new bell, and of course also new magical cloak. Let's equip the rest as well. She will keep her breaker. Earthen mail, I think, yes. Malkia, let's be honest. You will look better in the earthen mail as well. Do you have new knuckles? No, that's still the same. Do we have new stuff? Yes, we do. You get the same armor that dear old Raymond is wearing. And that's it. Alright. Do we want to spend some of our SP points while we're at it? No, because I think we've got vetting points, so that should be okay. While we're at it, we might as we're not allowed to save at this moment, that's fine. Let's deal with it. Yeah, we don't have a lot of AP to do anything with this, so we have to be careful. Let's use an Aster IV. Come on. Oh yeah, of course, when we use the Aster IV, we cannot fly around, which is fine. That's one down. He's down, right? Yeah, he's down. Yeah, and the asteroid cage, which I've learned recently, is actually pretty good when you're having a hard time, because it does help raise your defense a bit.
Too careless. Is that the best we can do? Confound it.
Father!
Fool! Why have you come here?
The battle has been decided. The Imperial forces are on the retreat.
Most of their warships off the coast were driven away by our Fulga battalion. Victory is ours.
Midas, I am sorry to have forced your Fulga into battle. And for much else.
Ready to reconcile, then?
I hope so.
Discuss this after our return.
Yes, and discuss we shall. These are the Virians you spoke of? Albaird, Vey'l, seize them. There is much I might ask of them.
This isn't over.
Really? You guess to shoot him?
I am Lieutenant Mariel L. Kenny of the Pangalactic Federation. The two of you are under arrest for violation of the Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact.
I know that voice.
A friend of yours?
Yeah, real good friend. She's from the Astoria, the one that destroyed my ship. What? You're trying to take out the Virians in order to cover your tracks, are you?
That is not true. We only... Behind you, Raymond!
Neon, the battle is over. Surrender now.
Is that your idea of a joke, Your Majesty? Because this is far from over.
What's he gonna do?
You can have Baldar back. One little fortress means nothing. We are not defeated yet. Theo! Look at what your selfish betrayal has cost us. After you and your father were promised glory under the Empire.
I would rather prefer death than allowing such a thing come to pass.
Then die.
Why? Why didn't nobody stop him?
Why? What would possess you to protect me?
I am sorry, my boy. I should have known your anguish.
I ought to have done this from the start.
Let us take our leave, Neon. Damn it! Get back here!
Father! Father!
His vitals are fading fast. Without a med pod, he might not make it.
Only Kenny can help him.
Open your eyes! Please!
I have yet to atone for my betrayal to you.
Hold. We still have much to discuss back home.
My good friends, I am sorry.
Radio your sick bay.
What?
Listen to me. That ship of yours knows what's going on down here. Get that man into a med pod now!
I can't. The Underdeveloped Planet Protect...
It's your Federation tech that's about to kill this underdeveloped planet's king! We've got an android here recording this entire situation! dare you to let him die! I'll rip apart the Federation piece by piece till there's not a damn thing left!
Fine. I get it. This is Marielle. Akizuki, do you read? I am requesting a medpod transfer here. Stat. It is for the elderly man lying near me. Father!
Don't worry, Laeticia. The king is gonna be okay.
Well, he will have the best chance now.
Truly mean it?
You bet. Now let me introduce you to our savior, who's gonna see to it. A golden child of the Pangalactic Federation, and apparently a regular UP3 rule breaker. Lieutenant Marielle Kenny. I've got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You've got the answers.
And I think she's related to all the Kennys throughout the Star Ocean series, I bet. That's intriguing, isn't it? And let's be honest, the Kenny family is known for being a UP3 rule breaker, definitely.
Understood. Please commence transfer. Father.
Laeticia.
Oh. Oh. Father. Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
Is His Majesty truly well now?
Yes. There is no longer any cause for concern.
Indeed. My body has made that much very apparent. Why, I feel as if my entire being has been cleansed. Lambert. Now I too have seen it. A glimpse of the realm of stars.
I see.
If these fellows were our foes, I would surely have lost my nerve much, much earlier than you.
Brother.
While inside that contraption, I overheard one of your subordinates state that in saving my life, you may have violated the laws of your world.
It was the Pangalactic Federation that violated the laws of your kingdom first.
That place. A boat which sails among the stars. I should love to see its interior at least once.
Pardon me, Your Highness, but please, you must rest for now.
Yeah, this does definitely complicate the matters, I'm sure.
If you would be so kind as to take things from here, I believe I will take Lady Marielle's advice.
Yes.
Father,
Be at ease. I shall remain beside your father.
Maester...
We have much to discuss, including what comes next as well.
I understand. Thank you, Maester Midas.
Alright. Maybe that's our cue to have our own little talk.
Okay then. Let me contact my ship and have it prepare for transfer.
Hey, Bertrand. Is there somewhere around here we could borrow for a bit while we talk?
But that means the people of this planet could overhear us.
Give me a break. A Kenny getting all stiff over some treaty? Or did you forget that this is all on account of you using us for target practice?
So be it.
So will we finally find out why they were chasing him?
To Akizuki. I'm going to speak with Captain Raymond and some of the local populace.
And exactly why this all happened?
Yes, I understand. However, please hold your position. Thank you for waiting, shall we?
let us make our way to the council chamber.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Well, we shall. But first, let's talk to everyone in this room before we depart.
I cannot imagine things will turn violent. However, I would still feel best if I stood watch, just to be certain.
Malkia, it would be appreciated.
I'll look after your father myself. You should take your leave now.
Yeah, and may I point out the irony between the fact that the king was saved by somebody breaking the rules of their civilization, just like what Midas did in trying to save Albaird with his arm all those years ago. There is like a ironic connection there, in my opinion, definitely. But I'm glad this happened. Maybe this will open up everybody's eyes. But what's gonna come next? I have no idea. We still have an entire empire that's out gunning for us, so there has to be some confrontation there. Not just on this planet, but maybe up there as well, with the Virians. I was calling them the Vir, but Virians, let's go with that. You know who I mean. The aliens.
I am sorry for any distress I have caused you, Laeticia. I am well, and here should you have need of me.
Pardon me. It is excellent to see His Majesty well once again, Your Highness.
It truly is.
Letty, are you sure you should be here and not with your father?
Nope, because what's gonna happen is gonna be extremely important.
Princess Laeticia,
she has to be there.
I am relieved to hear my brother is well.
Yeah, and I think the king did explain it correctly why he chose to follow the Empire. Mainly because of the fear he had seeing what the alien race could do. And I can imagine that being the case, that we cannot fight this, they are too strong, too advanced. So if I do this, maybe it will be better for my people. Maybe I will be able to save much more than that. I'm pretty sure that was in Lombard's thoughts. Still a dick move though, what he did on his own brother. Still, but yes. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the episode here. Next time we're gonna go to the council room, talk to dear old Kenny. And we'll see what's gonna happen next and what will our plans be. Because it could be that Raymond is gonna be forced off this planet in basically trying to prevent any more breaking of the UP3. But we'll have to see that next time. So until then, I wish you a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to be back next time as we move on forward and see how we're gonna handle the Empire. See you then. Bye bye.